So, the Golden Globes just happened, which means a lot of white guys brought home a lot of golden trophies. But what we're talking about today has nothing to do with that whatsoever. Because what's coming up in a few weeks is the Oscars. Today, I thought it might be fun to make a completely original video that no one's ever made before about how to make your own Oscar Best Picture award winner, because there are some sort of steps, let's call them, that all of the films that win that award sort of share in common. Number one, you have to pick the right subject matter. This requires you to be very specific. You cannot be creative when choosing the subject matter for your Oscar Best Picture. It really doesn't matter how good your movie is, as long as it has one of these. You can choose racial injustice, homophobia, sexism, the Holocaust, or, if all else fails, you always win Best Picture if you make a movie about actors that are down on their luck in some way or another. If you can't make your film about any of those things, just make it a musical. You can mix and match it any way you want. You have to always make sure that there's at least one of those topics present. Number two, picking your time period. There is no world in which the Oscar Best Picture just takes place in a time and it doesn't really matter when it takes place. No, the time period has to be insanely important to your plot. Stay away from modern times because those aren't as popular. You don't want to be dangerous or subversive at all when you make your Oscar Best Picture. You can make it sort of in the 50s, the 70s, the 40s, the 20s, the 80s, and if you are going to make it in modern days, if you are going to make it today, if you are going to make it take place in modern times, you need to make sure that that is a very important part of the plot. It can't just be something that happens. You need to make sure that that is a vital piece. Step 3. Picking your characters. Now here's where you have some leeway. Not tons, but you have some. You have 3 choices here. You can make your characters A, some member of a minority. That means they can be black, Jewish, gay, transgender. You just go crazy with it. The more combinations you add, the better. So if you have a gay Jewish Muslim woman who's also black, I mean, come on. You're definitely going to win Best Picture. Your second option is to make the character a real person. Now this is a growing one. True stories are a huge thing at the Oscars right now. And the third one, as I've already said, the fail-safe you can always go back to is make your movie about actors or directors. Whether they're real or fake, these guys will always win a Best Picture. Number 2, casting your movie. Look, I get it. Casting a movie can be difficult. There are a lot of actors out there, but just you listen to me and you'll be well on your way to having the perfect cast for your Best Picture win. You have 2 options. 1, you can make your characters absolute nobodies. No one must have ever heard of these actors in their lives. It doesn't even matter if they're good actors. Second option is to cast big name actors in tiny bit parts. This is a favorite because, let's be honest, these big name actors, your Brad Pitts, George Clooney, Angelina Jolie, what they want is to seem like they're doing something important. The more that you can push them in the right direction without actually making them do any work. Number 5, pay up. Damn it, I meant to go out and get some money out so I could throw money at him on his pay up. Pay up. Pay up. Alright, your movie will never win Best Picture unless you pay a lot of money. That's how an Oscar is won. The first thing you have to do is you have to make sure everyone sees your movie. So you gotta release it in January, but But, don't make the mistake of making your main release in January. Your limited release has to be in December so it's eligible for the Oscars, right? Because otherwise it's a January movie, it gets totally forgotten when award season runs around. You have to make sure there's so many for your consideration ads in the faces of every member of the Academy that they just have no choice but to vote for your movie. Your next thing you have to do is you have to start paying off members of the Academy. Because let's be honest, there's many members of the Academy don't make their decisions based on what films they thought were actually good. They make their decisions based on gift baskets full of cash. So, now you know how to make the 2018 Oscar Best Picture Award winner. I hope you liked this video. Slightly different format than I usually did because I'm now back at school, so I don't have access to the sophisticated video editing software that I have back home. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram, it's WitWikiBrooks, and you can add me on Snapchat, it's Stuff12346. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, all those fun things. Au revoir.